Some might consider Pippa's day job, I won't say proper job, in spatial strategy and economic recovery, somewhat ordinary. That doesn't sound it, does it? And yet her experience of life has been anything but ordinary. In both the material and more spiritual arenas, Pippa's speciality is holding space, making place. She's currently creating space for herself to explore and share self-realisation through Kriya Yoga, poetry, and intuitive readings. And secretly, she's begun a career sharing her gifts and understanding with those seeking to unlock their hidden extraordinariness. Pippa works in an office, moving words and sometimes numbers, and she's inspired by the magic in the mundane, like breath and bodies, rose and violet creams, lit hops and coastal waters. A desire to be ordinary has given in over the years to an acceptance of her quirks, including that of understanding the awe of life through seeing and hearing poetry. Thanks to friends and all of those you can do it sorts, she published her first collection in 2021 under an alias Indigo Waters. Ancient Promises, the book is based on her bias of belief that nothing is by chance and serendipity is the sign that you're right where you should be. She's also been practicing Kriya Yoga for 20 years and completed training to teach the technique to others. Pippa, welcome. I'm just going to share one other thing because you probably can tell that a lot of that introduction was Pippa's words, and I had to message her today to say, what's a lit hop? And I don't know if anybody knows, put your hand up if you know what it is. When she told me about it and I Googled it, I realized that I'd seen it recently on a David Attenborough natural history program. And her answer, again, just sums up her expressiveness, her creativity, the way she sees the world and shares that. Amazing, amazing little succulent plants. Just the thought of them inspires delight, a tumbling into the connection of all things and a dance of poetry and me and the gorgeousness and peacefulness and joy of water and greenery. On that note, Pippa, over to you. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, thank you, Kirsty. And I must say, Kirsty wrote some of those words certainly at the beginning. And yeah, and what Kirsty taught me is be careful what you share with people one-to-one, because sometimes they share it with other people. And that can make you feel a bit embarrassed. So what I can see right now is lots of people's names and their microphones off. So I just invite you, if you want to join, then let's share faces. And if you don't, then yeah, feel free to just take the space and pop off and then come back for the last session if you want to.
Webcams rather than microphones.
Yeah, thank you. So another thing that you'll notice is that or you may not notice, but actually I'm really nervous. So I may say the wrong words. Yeah, so yeah, Diane, Sue, Kurt, I can see, and Anna. I can still see your names, but no webcams. So we'll just carry on. So today's session is supposed to be a little bit light because I know, Kirsty, Julia, you've put together a really intense and really beautiful program. And what I wanted to do was just provide a little delight, a little lightness. So I've invited my friend Tony to come and join because she was the person who inspired me and helped me write my book. So this is Tony's book and this is my poetry book. So this session is about just dropping into the body and experiencing what it is to have a body. And the way that I tend to do that, or the way that I was taught to do that, was to think about the senses that we have. And ordinarily in our modern world, we think that we have 5 senses. Obviously, lots of these people in the conscious connection thing, you'll know that there's all the clairs as well, in addition to our senses. So what I would say is I'll just invite you, then we can look through in turn to experience what it is to have a sense of smell, and where might that smell reside in the body, and what it is to have a sense of taste. And where might that sense of taste reside in the body? And then we can sense the outside world. And I just invite you to turn these to look to the inside world. And then see if you can ask your sense of vision to talk to your sense of sound. And maybe your sense of sound will say, this is what a bird song sounds like. And your eyes can hear what that is. And your sense of taste is a really easy one to know how it can smell. Just invite you to merge all those senses. And the way the workshop is going to go today is I'm going to ask Tony to read one of her poems, and then I'll read one of mine, and just invite you to listen to those and experience how you experience them. And then what I'll do is I'll show a poem, and we'll be kind of adapting that poem specific to us. And then if anybody wants to share their version, they'd be welcome to do so. And then we can take questions. And if people feel a little bit shy, then I can ask Kirsty to put us into breakout rooms of 3, and then you can have people to read your poem too. But you still get her. You may want to read it. I'm just going to put it on the screen.
Hi, everyone. Gift. There is a world out there in the boundless expanse, full of flowers, color, freshness, full of beauty, streams, abundance, full of life, warmth, and sound. A home. And it is this one. It was a gift for us. Ours for the taking, ours for the making. It is a gift today, a gift created out of love. And the gift is also us, the here in the now. And it is ours to cherish or to divide, and it is ours to marvel or to destroy, and it is ours to embrace in fullness or to hate and fear. As a perfect gift given from the heart to us, we are granted the ultimate permission, and with it comes free will to decide what it is that we do with it, in it, with ourselves. For we are also part of it. We were given all the tools to feel it, taste it, see it, smell it, hear it. The laughter, love, the joy, the sights and sounds of heaven, the tastes and aromas too, the pleasantness of being here now. And we know all this in our hearts. What are we doing?
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you. Over to you, Pippa.
Okay, I'll just, I'll share. Just gonna share mine. So, whereas Tony's one takes us from the world to ourselves, my one then focuses on our hands. It's called Old Hands. Old hands, they've been with me all my life, saving me, loving me, wearied with memories for all to see. They are such a big part of me. Their skin rougher now, their knuckles character, a library full of me. Fingers store their stories and scars, nails with familiar curves, yearning for moons, palms which give such wisdom, such blessings, doorway to my deepest soul, journey beyond the sun in mudra, embrace the beauty of a plant, feel the pain of sorrow and the bliss of pure humanity, simple, peaceful, happy to be, the most important number 2, tips tapping to liberate words to rest, in the comfort of poetry. I love what they make possible for me. Hopefully now you've just kind of settled into this awareness that we've just got this little bit of time together to really let you take all the things before and leave and think about what it is that we love, what suits our bodies. And what I'm going to do is share, some of you will know this, is a poem by Robert Browning called The Years at Spring. It's actually called Pippa Passes. And I've chosen this poem because it's a way for us to think about what brings us joy. So I'll read it to you and then I'll explain what I want us to do. The years at spring and the days at the morn, mornings at 7, the hillside is dew-pearled, the lark is on the wing, the snail's on the thorn, God is in his heaven, all's right with the world. This, for me, is obviously a little bit delightful because my name's Pippa and this poem is called Pippa Passes. But it's also in recognition that as a body, as a person, we have these kind of moments in our life where we can stop and just feel really grateful that we got there. And sometimes we can look at our bodies and not realizing that we're criticizing them. And this is an opportunity for us to really look to our bodies and experience and listen to them and sense them and hear them, touch them, see them. So what I'd invite you to do is, if you've got a pen and paper, or maybe you haven't, maybe you've got a phone, first of all, to just think, what's your favorite season? If nobody else was watching, what's your favorite season? It could be spring or summer or autumn or winter. And it could be in another country far away, or it could be here in England. And then thinking, what's your favorite time in the day? Could that be the morning or the afternoon or dusk or midnight? And then have this next level down and think, what would be that ideal time of day? Was there a time in your life where you landed and you just have a great memory of 6 o'clock in the morning as you're coming onto the tarmac? Or maybe a child was born and you remember the time that they were born. And then can you think of a place in nature which you love? It could be the sea, or it could be mountains, or it could be grassland. And then you can make your own sense. It could be the mountain is full with snow, or the field is full of sunlight. And then the next line, we come to this sense of motion and consciousness and livingness. So here we have a bird, saying the bird is on the wing, this sense of motion, flying and freedom. But you may find that there's another animal that you identify with. And what is that animal doing when it's in the epitome of its happiness? It could be the dolphin is jumping, or the sloth is slothing. And the next one is the snail is on the thorn. So this is this recognition in life for me that sometimes things are a little bit thorny, but still we're where we're meant to be. And all we have to do is be a bit like a snail and move around that thorn really smoothly and glide. So you may want to keep the snails on the thorn, or you may want to feel or sense some other thing, which is this recognition of sometimes things just aren't as perfect as we'd like them to be. Then again, this is a personal feeling about people saying God. It could be another name that you have. And it could be, where is that person, or where is that thing when everything is right in the world? Thanks, Julia. That's really helpful. So what I then invite you to do, you can either read that poem to yourself and allow yourself to be immersed in time, in terms of going deeper from what season you love, to what time of the day you love, what hour you love, what place in nature you love and why, and what animal you relate to and its sense of motion that brings you peace or delight. And then this sense of a little bit of tension about when you have to move through something, and stepping back in that recognition of everything's where it's meant to be and all's right in the world. I guess what we can do, Kirsty, is then just invite people to go into breakout rooms and read their poems to each other in groups.
I can do
of
that.
Hmm?
I can do that, the breakout rooms.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Julia. Welcome back. How was that? Did you get to read your poem to somebody? And was it nice to get read to? Yeah.
Just managed to squeeze it in at the end.
So I think the invitation is still there if somebody feels like they would like to share. I really enjoyed the ones that I listened to. Yeah, so there's a real invitation if people would like to share theirs with everybody. I mean, it's one of the nicest groups that you could possibly share a poem with. Yeah. Who wants to start?
Don't be shy.
Pippa,
And
Joy. Was that Joy? And then Miriam?
Awesome. We got some
if
hands.
I don't mind. I'll just read it again. But
Go
if
ahead,
Joy wants to go first, that's cool.
I'd love to hear yours, Miriam.
In the soft glow of autumn and its misty mid-morning, at the bend of the river, the red kite is turning. But change is in the air, the days are shortening, but nature supports us and keeps us in harmony.
Oh, Miriam,
That's it.
really lovely.
So I could certainly still tweak this for poetry and rhyming and timing and all of that. But for now, this is what we've got. The year is at the start. The day at afternoon, long after he's playing, all is right, every part.
Oh, Joy, that's really, really lovely. I really enjoyed that. And I happen to believe that 3 is a magic number. Would somebody else like to read one as well? This is about the aim of me just giving you these prompts was just to enable you to listen to the poetry coming from your body.
Perfect.
So if those words have come, then that's perfect.
Yeah, that was just what came, right? So, summer morning, 5 is the clock. My eyes just open to the dawn. The early morning tiredness, fresh, starts from above the mountains, sharing their eagles with my summer morning.
Oh, that's
Thank
so
you.
lovely. Never mind a sky full of stars. I've got a screen full of hearts. I mean, hopefully that experience has kind of showed you how easy, and whenever you're feeling a little bit sad or there's something not quite right, that this is totally within you to just take a moment's pause and just explore. You can listen to this poem that you've written today, or you can explore something outside of you and that wonder of what it is that creation brought it into being. And to close this session, I'm just going to ask Tony to read one more poem from her book, and then I can read one after if we've got time and people want.
Beautiful. This one is called Silence. Sometimes I rest quietly under the blanket of existence and hear its song. It sings a quiet tune, a melody beyond my ears. Its song about birth and death, it sings of being, of the wholeness. It hugs us, close to our hearts. It gives us breath. It is a lullaby to keep us awake. Yet instead, we sleep, deaf to its beauty, blind to its song, numb to its loving. Honey, what holds you on the edge? Your pure heart. You're made of living wholeness. Take a break, life.
Thanks, Tony. So I guess there's that moment to say, has anybody got any questions or anything that they want to ask? Shall I read one more poem? Are you all Yes,
Yeah.
please. Okay. This one, so I'm a little bit nervous when I read my poetry. Maybe it's hypocritical, I'm sorry. But this one is called Through the Twilight. In she comes, a gentle tidal water of joy, showing itself in air, a kite string pulled through worldly winds. The pause, the pull in, soft power beckons, lean into me, I'm back to bliss. To stay, stop in this moment, watch your eyes, where does the heart call them to rest? Deep within the belly, fireworks and birds of paradise reach out, sweetness of your touch dissolves me inside, and I dive deep within my suitcase full of tools and treasures from times with you, ready for the journey, leaving the outside world, like the mystery of the egg, the pupa, metamorphosis, seams dissolve and lights spark peach and rose by yellow dandelion, your love holds and allows me to unwound the ripple, to remember this is the moment, the living, the profound awe of a life given. Stillness brings inner sunrise to sunlight, reset and recovered with tenderness from all sides and all worlds, as earthly duty pulls me back to this skin. I laugh and surrender my little toils at your beloved squeeze, nudging me on so playfully, I cannot hold on to the furrows that I have ploughed. That inner smile ripples across my human face, my childish eyes bow in witness to your grace. The end. So that
Thank you so much, Pippa.
Oh, thank you, everybody, for joining. I understand, other sessions that you've had today have been really, really deep and searching. So I hope this is a little remedy or a little other half, a little lightness. It's been a real
Quite
pleasure.
deep in its own way.
Thanks, Kirsty.
It's wicked. Really nice.